Well, we have readies from both of our players, Savage, so let's resume this match.
All right.
Game 3 coming to you at 3-2-1. Pills, our players about to be off to the races here as they try to take a definite lead here in this 1-1 tie. Again, these players playing for whole seconds. That's why you see these fractions of a second cutoff. The Savage Octagon knows ties can very, very much happen in this game.
Well, they can now for sure. Yeah, Packy and I had the first ever tie last month. But let's see, as we get started, Floyd's working on an entirely blue-red top line, but it is pretty even. He is getting the RNG to cooperate. Meanwhile, I think that Dimwit has a misdrop in column 3 with that blue-red. Might have wanted it to go the other way.
Definitely agree with you there. It looks like he was really hoping for something else here, and could just be jitters of and we are already having internet connection issues. That's great. We'll get that recovered here in just a moment. There we are. And it looks like we might be having issues again on Dimwit's side. We'll get that taken care of here, folks. Don't you worry about that. Dimwit making that tuck, getting that blue-red pill to drop just a little bit. Can't quite get that off his board. It's an 8-virus lead right now for Floyd.
And maybe those misdrops are it can account for the difference between high speed and medium speed. We know that excellent players play at both speeds, but the pills tend to lock in a little bit slower on medium, so you have that chance for the last minute save.
Floyd's got an interesting decision to make here if he wants to start working on the spire from underneath. He's got a yellow top line pretty much exclusively, but there's stuff on the bottom he can address. And now he's kind of forced to clear from the top as that blue garbage on row 1 hampering him just a bit, but it looks like he's managing.
Dimwit's probably going to have to drill down in column 1, but it seems like Floyd's spire situation does give Dimwit a little bit of time here.
And no reds as well for Floyd, and a bit of a split board. It's just the need of a couple of pills here. Just 4 yellows for Floyd. He's got that spire over in row 3 or column 3. Not that big of a deal on medium speed, but it does force him to clear vertically. And Floyd will be out first at 213. As 213 hits on Dimwit, he's got 3 viruses to go.
Yeah, Dimwit is definitely going to go for that blue in row 1 horizontally, but I think he has little choice but to drill down in column 1. Luckily, he gets the pill that he needs, the blue-yellow, and he's going to be out at about a 230.
And Floyd making the most of that, up by 9 viruses as Dimwit enters level 11. Remember, these players have to play through levels 10 to 14, 5 levels, so an extra level as compared to rounds 1 and 2. And normally this is more of a marathon, but these players have gotten that break due to the technical issues that occurred on Sunday. So they're playing actually pretty fresh here. I'm assuming both these players got some warm-up time earlier today.
Now, the one who's going to be really fresh is Leviticus. He's had a lot of time to rest and recover. You know, usually the second semi has to go straight into that final. It's pretty tiring, GB. Now, Dimwit's gone entirely red columns 1 and 2. Curious as to whether he was going to use that double red to drop those 2 things, but he can wait until the end for that.
Absolutely, and Floyd right now running into an almost exclusively red top line situation and a split board. Dimwit's got everything pretty close together, holding on to a clean board here. Looks like he's narrowed that gap from 9 to just a couple as Floyd trying to open up that left side.
I wonder if it might have been good to wait for the right pills to get that red horizontally, but he is just not really getting the reds that he needs. So he's going to have to drill down in columns 1 and 2 to get all that stuff down. Basically, a left-hand side of the board.
And when you have a top line on those extreme sides that are just 2 colors in a row, red, red, blue, blue, etc., it makes it very, very difficult to manage that situation. Also, with how Floyd's board's configured, he's going to have to go vertically on just about everything here to get out, but that blue-red, super helpful, and then just the sequence he's getting there down to his final pill. Dimwit has a double opportunity if he wants it, and I think 2 horizontal doubles. Looks like he may be holding out for that red, but Floyd out at about 4.5 minutes.
Mhm. And Floyd almost has an entire row cleared with that one clear with the blues. All he needs is one yellow to be out. Slim lead for Floyd right now.
And these are going to be decided just by a handful of viruses, because momentum can absolutely shift here, whether it's RNG or just a good combo. It can really boost the confidence of a player. I like this tuck play, clearing out some garbage, setting up for that double, drilling down, setting up for the yellow.
Mhm. And Floyd's currently working on all that blue red on the top line. Has got to take some drop time in column 7 and using his yellows as strategic garbage to make little to no drop clears.
And we're seeing Dimwit starting to make some tuck plays and some zero drop clears, putting him down to 33. But Floyd holding on to the lead here at about 7 viruses, 23 viruses to go for the 2 seed, 31 viruses to go for a 3 seed Dimwit.
Dimwit's got a lot of blue on the top line, really very little place to put yellow now. So it's going to be hard to make those setups and those combos fall. Meanwhile, Floyd's got a little more to work with, especially dropping that blue yellow onto the yellows and clearing down that blue garbage.
It's 20 to 15 here. It's the clusters on both players' right sides here. It's a little bit more affecting Dimwit as he's needing to get some stuff to start dropping down. 16 viruses to go, or 15 for Dimwit, 12 for Floyd. Floyd almost free and clear, really just looking for some work over there in column 8.
That's true. This blue is going to be good for him. It's going to leave these yellows open and more options. I think the best move would be to go for those reds horizontally on the bottom and perhaps use that to drop the blue. Yeah, so he's going to do a drop combo there.
Absolutely the right call there, as he's going to cascade just a little bit down to his final virus here on 12. Floyd playing some just absolute crisp end games here on a couple of these. Now just getting saddled with some rough RNG, but he's out at 642. Dimwit not far behind, 3 viruses to go, and looking to maybe set up horizontally. Don't know what that yellow blue play was, but he's going to be out at just north of 7 minutes at 6:53.
Floyd already going to town, still that sort of 9 virus lead area. And I think these 2 yellows in the left-hand columns are going to be a little bit difficult. They're going to block things up for a little bit. Dimwit's top line is a lot more even.
And Dimwit definitely with a great top line. But Floyd right now with just a big abyss right in the middle, columns 4 and 5. He's got a supremely split board as he's trying to work on getting both of the sides addressed, really needing blue help pretty much anywhere. Yellow's not much help to him at this time.
Dimwit had an amazing combo down the center, horizontal on some reds to drop some yellow. This is the kind of foresight we're used to seeing from him. So it's pretty exciting to watch his game get going.
And some people would say if Floyd has foresight, Dimwit has 5 sight. He's very good at checking pretty much all the corners of his board right now, but it is 19 viruses as Floyd really playing the split board about as well as you can. Not a lot of red help. Everything red's kind of buried underneath garbage. Looks like he's open a little bit though in column 2. 15 viruses to go. Dimwit looking to set up for what could be a big combo. He's waiting for I think a double red. As he might go for a sweet tea. No, it looks like he has just decided to clean everything up. He's down to 19 viruses. I think that's the right call.
Yeah, that was a really nice play.
And I think that double red, I think that he hit over just a little bit too early, and that's now tucked on top of those blue viruses as they're now eliminated in row 2.
Meanwhile, Floyd has a really nice endgame set up. This blue is going to take care of things, leaving only 1 red to clear most of row 1. He's out at an 853. Still about 9 viruses ahead of Dimwit.
And he's got 60 viruses between him and punching his ticket to the finals, where, we've seen Floyd face Leviticus several times, and I think seeing them in a finals would be fantastic to see. But Dimwit, 5 viruses to go here as he's going to set up a nice little drop combo, a little bit extra on that garbage clear. That does eat just a little bit of time. Not too terrible in the grand scheme of things. Dimwit looking for a double red at this point, although I think he's setting up for the possibility that he's going to have to clear both of these, and it looks like that's going to be the reality. But Good RNG. He's out at 934, but Floyd deep into 14. It's a almost a 20 virus gap.
Yeah, and I just wonder, is this top line going to slow him down and leave Dimwit a little bit of space? Now, JB, you did say that if Floyd wins, he's going to punch his ticket to the finals, but gotta remind you, this is a best out of 5, so we're in for more games.
You're right. I forgot about that. We'll work on shapes and colors next time here on the Dr. Mario Championship channel. Floyd right now dealing with a rough top line. It's almost exclusively red, and he's not getting any red to help him out. And blue's not even helpful in this situation. Red's pretty much the only way he can go, but it looks like he could set up for a cross here, and it looks like he might do that, or at the very least get this horizontal triple down to 27 viruses. Dimwit's narrowed the gap to about 15 or so viruses, but it's a very speed-friendly board for Floyd as he's hitting his end game.
Definitely.
Big cross.
Big cross. Yeah, big cross for Floyd. You know, he wasn't having that split board like he did in the last level, so he's got a lot of space to work on combos. Things will fall quickly. Meanwhile, Dimwit, those top viruses, you know, the double red and the double yellow, we would have wanted to see a platform probably earlier on than level. But luckily, he's making do with things. Maybe that red-yellow was a little bit of a misdrop.
We've got 10 viruses to go for Floyd. Dimwit's really going to have to start making moves here, and I think it may be insurmountable, especially Savage looking at that double spire in column 7 and 8. It's very, very rough going with how high up it is this late in the level.
Mm-hmm. You really want to pay attention to that, and usually Dimwit's very strong at doing that, you know, making sure that he takes care of everything and brings it down evenly, but he left this stuff going and it's just a little bit too late. All Floyd needs is one blue.
And Floyd will be out at 11:40, a very respectable time. He'll take game number 2, and we will cement that right now. A great effort by Dimwit, but Floyd really just put on the gas once he hit level 12.
It looked fantastic. And, you know, usually you don't want to stay too close to Dimwit because on the final levels where there's all these viruses, he will take an inch and run with it. But Floyd was just too strong this time.
Floyd looking for his first ever finals appearance in the 2021 season. I believe overall as well. I don't believe Floyd has made a championship match, which would be huge for his standing. I'm just confirming this right now.
Yeah, he has not. That is correct.
Never made a championship, so he's just about 320 or so viruses away, or excuse me, 260 or so viruses away from doing that. We are just waiting on resets and readies from both players.
And we have them.
And we do have them. So, game 4 about to happen.
Woo! Yeah, so excited.
Most fun I've had on Tuesday in years.
Oh, hey, Bidwell.
Well,
what's up?
Hey, I'll tag in Chris Bidwell to take on commentary here for our 4th game. And Chris will also be telling you after this match more about what's going on in September. But for right now, Game 4 is about to start.
Put any channel points down, Bidwell?
I'm not able to. I'm a mod. I'm not allowed.
Oh, right. Conflict of interest.
Rose rule.
All right, and we are off for Game 4.
I gotta say, the furniture game is stronger for Floyd, obviously. The pinball machine trumps all.
Really does. Floyd's a big pinball fan. The spire that he started off with in column 2, not loving it, but he is taking it down by bit.
When you get that edge where the one virus is elevated over everything else, there's really no way to handle that except for wait for a double, or just take your lumps and take your several seconds of drop time.
Mm-hmm. Dimwit's got this great combo on 7 and 8. Everything's been much more even for him along the way, and bringing down things with a lot of horizontals.
you wonder how much warm-up time the players did on a Tuesday. I mean, did they just get off work? Did they practice for, your weekend routine? You're gonna get a few warm-ups in before a game on a Sunday afternoon, but a Tuesday night, it's, wonder how that changed up the routine. And Dimwit seemed a little off his game that first game, so maybe he'll get the warm-ups and come back here in game 4.
I think both of these players are either on Eastern or Central time, so they got a little time after work in. Now, Floyd is dealing with a lot of blue right now, has
Ooh.
basically no use for yellow and red except for, that manufactured garbage. So we'll see how he does with it. Meanwhile, Dimwit free and clear, just a little bit of each needed. It's out at a 135. Wow.
Yeah, that's a good time for
Level 6.
especially. Yeah, let's just say. I was thinking 130 is okay for 6, but I was thinking we were further along. I forget this is semifinals at the finals, but still a great time for Dimwit. And opening board,
Nice.
they cleaned it up.
Yeah, go ahead.
As soon as I was about to say something, he cleans it up. That's the nature of this game in the commentary.
Floyd had a really nice tee there, but RNG not cooperating with him. He needs blues. He needs to uncover those yellows, and he's just got to get the pills to do it. Those of you who are watching on Sunday night recall his RNG in game 2 was pretty awful. So let's hope that history doesn't repeat itself here.
At least it's equitable. You hope that both players don't get the same garbage RNG.
And
Way
yeah,
to go.
that's it's left room open. Dimwit has about a 20 virus lead right now, which is not what you want to see. Again, as I said, give him an inch and it'll take a mile. But Floyd's top line is nice and diverse right now, and he has plenty of space to make combos if he wants.
Little worried about the canyons in column 3 and 5. You got to wait for a double red to deal with that virus there, or you take a drop down one way or another. It's not not optimal either way. But wow, cool cross by Wit over there on the right. So he's cruising along in typical Dimwit fashion.
And just as you said, Floyd needs double yellows, or sorry, double reds. He got them. So, nice job, commentator, giving him what he needs.
Hey, it's normally the other way around, so I feel good to help him out for it.
Yeah. So the lead has shrunk to about 10. It was about 20 when the level started. And again, Floyd needs blues. He is not really getting that many of them, but let's hope that this is an upward trend on that front. Getting some drop time into that canyon, as you said, of column 3.
Dimwit struggling a bit here. That top line was interesting. Oh, he cleaned it up, but this is a perfect chance for Floyd to make some catch up because I don't think when it's gotten too many viruses on this level 12 so far.
Well, Dimwit's making good time with it. He had a really great fat log a little bit ago with some blue yellows, and so Floyd's out at about a 425, and again, it's about a 20 virus deficit. But a very speed friendly board for Floyd. You see all those doubles there up top.
And you got some doubles to that red in particular in the lower right sector there, or lower left sector. But you were saying that a really cool fat log. When is a fat log not cool?
Never, Chris.
See?
They are always cool. Yes, all of the moves that we have named in the Dr. Mario community are awesome. Lightning bolts, fat logs. Just join us for the weekly checkup, and you too could name name a move if you want.
Sure about D sandwich. That one needs some work, but the rest of them are awesome.
Floyd really needs red help right now. Hopefully he's going to take those reds horizontally. Nice move. And there's a lot of horizontal potential for him and a lot of vertical potential for combos. So I'm liking this end board. I think it'll go pretty quickly for him.
Yeah. And that red guy floating in column 7, you just leave it for last. Just knock all these guys out. Pilly efficiency is going to go way up. I think he's going to be pretty much neck and neck with Dimwit by the end of this board because Dimwit is blue and yellow heavy. Not a lot of room to maneuver when you get red pieces.
Right, for sure. And basically, even if he tries to tackle this Oh, he tackled the yellow horizontally, just as I was about to say, maybe he shouldn't. But if he gets a couple more blues, he's free and clear. Going horizontally with those, and this one vertically, he's out at about a 558. So you could see there, if you were watching Floyd's board, you could see that he was able to sort of change gears midway through a drop. That's really what medium speed allows you to do. You can do those last minute tucks. We've seen Leviticus do it, and it won't lock in on you in a bad way. Whereas on high speed, sometimes you can get yourself in a bad way.
Feels a little cheesy to me. I'm just a purist. I'm old school. I think everybody should have to play high speed, but I get to make the rules. Just not be
I
my complaint publicly.
I am contemplating a change to medium speed myself, as both players are in level 13, about a 13 virus deficit. By no means is this insurmountable. And both of them have decent top lines. Floyd's probably going to run out of yellow at some point. He needs to work on those reds.
What was waiting
Really
for
nice.
that red yellow, yeah, or that red blue. He was just waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally got it.
Oh, yeah.
Like a mess turned into a work of art.
Yeah, that is Dimwit's style for sure. He lays these things down, and you're wondering, what is he holding out for? This can't possibly be speedy. But then he drops a beautiful combo. Really nice.
Floyd does not want any blue pieces right now. He is hardcore McDonald's right now, all red yellow.
Right, and Dimwit has a lot, just needs a lot of blue. So I don't know what that is, like the icy freeze from 7-Eleven. I
Oh
know.
yeah,
I don't know.
oh yeah, that sounds delicious. Look
Whoa.
at that! Oh,
Whoa. Okay. All right. Well,
speaking of
that is just
icy
one of
freeze,
those.
that move gave me brain freeze. Holy crap!
Yep. Spectacular. Nice drop combo for Floyd. Basically, every red he has the opportunity to use to drop onto something good. So, but he does have a little bit of yellow open where he can maneuver. Not much use for the blue anymore. He's all out of blues. And Dimwit out at about an 817.
Oh man, Floyd could have set up a combo for those last two yellows horizontally, and now he's going to have to burn a few more pieces to finish this out.
Mhm.
Obviously, needs all the reds he can get.
Right. And when you're waiting for that many reds, it is okay. Yeah, Dimwit's board is just so nice right now. Just so many double opportunities. And if he drops this yellow horizontally, sets up
There we go.
nicely. Yeah, but let's see. So we got a 15 virus deficit again. Not actually that huge of a deal at the beginning of 14. So we'll see how the mid game goes. Floyd can still take it with an aggressive push.
I like Floyd's board. I got to say, if you're behind like this is the best position you can hope for.
Yeah, I mean, he's not entirely blue red reliant like Dimwit is right now. So he has a lot more space to maneuver.
He's got plays for every piece, plus he's got double opportunities in pretty much every sector of the board. Just like that, it's down to 11.
Mm-hmm.
These double pills for Floyd are gifts. Every time he gets one, you got to expect damage.
Yeah, and again, I mean, now he's all red yellow, but luckily RNG is cooperating with him. He has a little space to drop some blues now and clear open some things, but still needs a lot of red to make a difference there.
And what's looking a little buried here, little blue heavy, a little buried, no place to put the red. Floyd is closest to even almost. Wow.
Right, fantastic. Now, all Floyd needs are some reds to get things mixed up and going, I think, to start working on that column 6. It's a nice double red. Doesn't choose to use it on the spire, but I think he has plenty of options still. It's 5-7, so close. Okay, now all Dimwit needs is one red, and he's got it out at a 1036. That is a hot time.
Whew. That got close. Look at that combo to
Mm.
finish off. So an 18-second difference there.
Folks, we are going to go to a...
And both players sub 11. That is fantastic. Yeah, so
Guess
now
what,
Dimwit.
And,
Yeah, Dimwit.
and folks, we're going to a game 5. Floyd almost pulling off a miracle comeback. But we're going to a game 5, folks.
Hey.
To quote my friend Kingsman over on the Tetris channel, Game 4 is no more. Game 5 decider, let's go.
So Dimwit has this hot time, and now he has 3 hot times right next to each other. He occupies the 14th, 15th, and 16th spots on our top 20 times, as well as many others, of course.
Appropriate considering the weather.
All right, it's time. It's time to look alive for game 5 here.
Love it. Thank you, JB.
Got nothing. Got nothing.
Oh, you're looking better the more and more we talk.
Security. And we are off.
All right, quickly. What's the opinion on the pills thing? I'm not a fan. Nintendo would never advocate such irresponsible behavior in its games. So that's my silly 2 cents. Always called them vitamins.
I was gonna. Oh, the vitamins. Yep. Never thought to call them that, actually, legitimately. All right. So both players, I think there was a couple second difference between them, but not too much. Currently, Floyd is making quick work of his board, and he did have more diversity to start with. So I think that was the advantage at the moment.
It's fun to
It's
see
clearing-
these top level players not use the drill down or use it as little as possible, because obviously with that per level of actual regular school drill down is going to cost you 1 second of playtime. So you know they use it sparingly, only when they absolutely have to.
And that's a popular tactic in versus play, because you're not really considering drop time all that much. You're more considering doing the most damage to your opponent by locking them out.
One player that we saw this tournament do a fantastic job of limiting his drop time was Swang. A shout out to Swang, who had not previously made it out of a round 1 and took Packy down in round 2. So very, very exciting.
And very, very nearly beat Leviticus to get to the finals in his own right. So I think he definitely left his mark on this competitive scene here with his performance this weekend. But Floyd right now making some brilliant drop combos, a drop cross there, putting him down to single digits very quickly, down to 3 viruses with under 2 minutes elapsed.
And Dimwit responding with a great combo of his own. One of the things was, though, about this board is it didn't open up the opportunity for the horizontals he likes to see in his endgame until just now. But now clearing out this yellow and leaving that space for the reds, he's in a good place. Floyd already in level 11.
Floyd is going to finish this out quite nicely, though.
And Floyd is just taking advantage of Dimwit hanging out. It took him 2 minutes 11 seconds. Did Dimwit to get out of level 11, and that's given about a dozen virus lead to Floyd.
A 7-second difference, so it is pretty close still. Either player's game is not over yet.
31 to 43. Go ahead.
Yeah, Floyd does have a little trouble with this garbage in column 3, the blues on top of the yellows. Not an easy way to drop this down because of the double yellows there in the way.
And now it is full UCLA with the blue-yellow. No place to put reds, or one place, and he's just about to use it up right now.
Dimwit getting just hamstrung by some particularly rough RNG, and that yellow piece of garbage out in column 1 is not going to help him, even if he were to double out the reds that are next to each other. So he's going to have to really hope for some yellow-red help, and it looks like it might be coming.
So Floyd's getting that red burst again. He's got to play it straight down the middle, like that, and he figured it out later on. But he was flipping those over, and that's lots of precious seconds being used up. When you notice that burst, play it straight down.
He is getting creative though with that burst.
Hmm? Now, Dimwit did clear those reds horizontally. You had to do a platform to build up to it, but you see that that yellow garbage in column 1 is still there. He's leaving a lot of stuff in his columns 1 and 2, which is not usually Dimwit's style. He is going to have to drill a little bit.
I like this drop play from Floyd. I think he's trying to get that double blue off the board before he addresses the blues hanging in columns 1 and 3. Also has that outlier in 8. It looks like he might be taking care of. And no, it does look like Floyd. Floyd might be potentially organizing something for maybe a double horizontal on those, or rather the horizontal on the double reds in row 1. It'll be interesting to see what he does here. He's got 3. Dimwit's got 8. Both players really in a precarious situation here, trying to get out of level 11.
Hmm. And Dimwit's board is locked up tight. He needs to get this red through if he's going to do anything. Luckily, drops it, makes a combo, but still he needs to clear those yellows in order to get to the blue.
And I think Floyd might just getting rough RNG. Dimwit out at 448. No blues to speak of here, and it looks like Floyd's finally got what he needs to get that double. Very patient about it, but just adding insult to injury is RNG by just knocking out a bunch of garbage columns, eating more time away. But Floyd out at just over 5 minutes.
But
brutal
not
end there. That was 30 seconds there, man. Hard to step on everybody. 3 people boots are hard.
Oh, no worries, no worries. So Dimwit's going to town a little bit on his level 12. Lots of easy access here. Now not a lot of space for blue because I think he really wants to do these reds horizontally. Yeah, gets a nice drop combo out of that. Floyd's board is not fantastic right now because, as Bidwell said before, we've got a couple of canyons in places, and that leaves you open for drop time. I think he's going to go for this, double yellow in column 1, and then drop some things down, so things are a little bit easier and more even now.
You got to take advantage of those double pieces when you get them. The classic RNG says you get the double piece 1 out of every 9 pieces. So you got to take advantage when you do get them because you can't rely on them.
Nice fat log for Floyd. Dropping some garbage, but able to clear it out already. Looking really nice right now. Very little garbage to speak of.
Dimwit's got a big cavity in the lower left-hand portion, so a lot of pieces are going to drop down there, and you're really tempted to put garbage pieces that you don't need down there as well, and that drop time and maneuverability, it's tempting to put it down there. I don't think Dimwit's the type of player that'll fall for it. Like I said, if I'm playing, I'm just, put it there, it's out of the way, and then it's like, no, that's going to take too much time.
But he did do a nice drop cross to clear out those reds horizontally. Now he's got options for yellow horizontally. I'm guessing he's probably going to take out the blue horizontally. Dimwit really likes to have these options at his end game, taking things out horizontally and vertically. But Floyd is crushing it right now. Just such a clean board. I mean, this is so close to a perfect clear. And we like to see that. It means that not a lot of pill halves have been wasted. But Dimwit out at about a 7-14.
Floyd at 7-8, so that's a 14-second difference.
But as far as the board goes, only 3 viruses, and you have to keep in mind these players started about 5 seconds apart. So it'll be interesting to see how things go if Dimwit does clear first, and Floyd maybe only has 1 or 2 viruses to go. But right now, it's a very speed-friendly board for Floyd here to start. Very little drop time to take care of, and not a lot of cavities. So drop time not really big of a factor either.
So it sounds like Dr. Mario is becoming a dentist with his cavities.
But
Ooh.
No, I know.
No, that's not a bad joke. That's even worse than even worse than he's a doctor.
So Dimwit's currently dealing with a lot of blue-red. He has this opportunity to make a really nice cross here. He takes it, drops into a combo with the blue, has opportunities for horizontals already. He's really matching things up. Rows and rows below the top.
Floyd is in the lead. He has taken the lead because he has that. Oh, he's got the clock disadvantage. See, I can't time either. But we're very
That is
close.
still exciting. Still exciting. Currently only one blue left in the bottom corner for Dimwit. I think he'd like to be able to have some options to clear that horizontally. Does open it up, but now he really just needs to do a little bit with these yellows. I think take out this red horizontally and just needs a little bit of each, and he's free and clear. It's the yellow, and Dimwit is out at about a 9-11. Meanwhile, Floyd a little bit locked up here. If he gets this yellow on the bottom, he has room for a red horizontally, but I think he's already closed off that possibility. So he is going to go going mostly vertically for his end game, which might slow him down a little bit as he drops garbage, creates more drop time there. Meanwhile, Dimwit going to town on this level 14. Things are very speed friendly. You see him just dropping a horizontal right there. Leaving lots of options open. Drop into a T. Sweet T, Dimwit. Nicely done.
He's the absolute master at that.
And Floyd gets out at about a 10-11. He has some ground to make up. I mean, Dimwit is half a level ahead. I think Floyd's board looks really good. Most of his reds are buried at the moment, but once he takes out this blue-yellow combo, he is much clearer.
Dimwit's playing so fast, Betty Boop is already giving him GGs. That's how fast Dimwit is playing right now.
I think she was just so excited for these levels to be over. Wasn't quite sure if it was 10-14 or 10-13. This is a marathon. I don't know. Have you practiced 10-14 before, Chris?
In the semifinals once, so I practiced that one time and didn't help.
I remember being in the semifinals once.
JB and I commiserate our past non-glory.
back when we had like 10 people doing this and not 24.
It's only gonna get worse from here.
So it looks like it's all she wrote for Dimwit. He just needs a couple of blues, and he's going to be out at 11-20 or 11-19.
His prize gets to play again in the finals after that grueling 2 rounds.
Oh, we still got one more. It is 2-2.
That was the decider, was it not?
I thought it was a decider.
It was the decider. I'm definitely paying attention to what's going on. There we go. No, it is the decider. You're right. 3-2. Dimwit will be advancing to the finals, where he will be taking on Leviticus, and we'll have that for you here in just a few minutes. But before we do that, Chris Bidwell has something to tell you about what's going on in September, don't you?
But GG's first to Floyd. All the G's, all the D's to Floyd. Awesome game. I'm jealous of your pinball table. And we'll see Dimwit in the finals here in a moment. But I do want to announce, I announced it on Friday, but if you haven't heard, the DrMC Versus Championships could be in real life on September 25th in Columbus, Ohio at the Torg Gaming Expo. Torg stands for the Ohio Retro Gamer. Don't ask me why, but I like that name. But the Torg Expo has donated a $1,000 prize pool to our top 4 finishers. So the winner's going to get $500. Second place gets $250, or semifinals get $125. So if you were on the fence about coming out, you need that little extra incentive. It doesn't get much better than that. This is by far our biggest prize pool for our 5th year. So I'm excited about the direction this is heading, and I hope to see everybody who wants to take a shot at this to come out. And I want to say hi to everybody in real life after last year. And I can't wait to see JB again, and hopefully Savage will make the trip, and Dimwit and all the others, and it'll be awesome.
Yeah, the last time we were in the same room, I was still just a little baby competitor. So now look at me. I'm just now a baby competitor that's cranky. Hey, folks, we're going to take just a quick 10-minute break. We're going to let our finalists here just have a quick break so they're not playing consecutive rounds in a short amount of time. So enjoy some more music, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.